Today we will discuss on various issues on environment, including causes of its degradation, their adverse effect on living and non-living things on the earth, and our responsibilities to save the environment. First of all, let us discuss what is environment. Environment is the sum total of all surroundings of a living organism, including all of the biotic and abiotic factors that surround and affect the survival and development of the organism or population as a whole. Environment and man have been two inseparable entities. The sensitive relationship between them was operating harmoniously because the limited needs of our ancestors were met from the surroundings, without causing many disturbance to the balance of natural system. But with the fast development and progress of man, along with ever increasing population need and poor management of land and other resources, man-made pollutions gradually created environmental hazards and degradation. Time has come to be alert and take proper precautionary measure to protect our environment from further destruction and repair the damage already done to provide our future generations safe and clean environment to live in. Let us discuss some factors which cause harm to the environment, and we will also come out with some ways to control them. The very first cause for environmental degradation is pollution. Now, what is pollution? Pollution is any undesirable change in physical, chemical or biological characteristics of air, water, land or soil. The agents that bring such an undesirable change are called pollutants. To control the environmental pollution, the Government of India has passed the Environment Protection Act 1986 to protect and improve the quality of our environment. To make our environment clean and better for living, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, a campaign initiated by the Government of India, has already created much awareness among the people. But there are miles to go. Now, in this session, we will discuss about air pollution and its control. Air pollution. So, what is air pollution? We all breathe in air, we can feel and even smell the air and say whether it is fresh or stale. The pollution in air may not be noticed until we see a smoke coming out from some sources. All human activities from cooking at home to the working of highly mechanized industries contribute to air pollution, which causes harm to all living organisms. So, what is air pollution? Air pollution is the contamination of air by the harmful substances including particulates and biological molecules into Earth's atmosphere. Sources of air pollution. The sources of air pollution can be divided into two categories. Number one, natural, and number two is man-made. First, natural sources. We get from ash like forest fires, burning of leaves, twigs of plants, waste materials, as shown here in the given pictures. Second is desert, burning volcanoes, dust from storm, pollen grains from flowers in air. Second thing is anthropogenic, or they are also called man-made sources, like power stations and other industries using coal or crude oil. As shown here, furnaces, chulas using coal, cattle dung cakes, firewood, kerosene, etc. Steam engines used in railways, steamers, motor and internal combustion engines which run on petrol, diesel, kerosene, etc. Vegetable oils, kerosene and coal as household fuels. These all are creating air pollution in our environment. Others are sewers, domestic drains emanating foul gases, pesticide residues in air. So, these are the major air pollutants which create air pollution. Some others are like carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is one of the major gases which contribute to air pollution. It is mainly produced during the combustion of fuel in factories, power stations, household, etc. The increasing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is likely to have the following effects. One of the major effects of increasing carbon dioxide in atmosphere is greenhouse effect. As shown here in the picture, the greenhouse effect and its explanation. So, what is greenhouse effect? The greenhouse effect is the increase in temperature on the earth by trapping heat in our atmosphere. This keeps temperature above its normal temperature. Rise in atmospheric temperature is due to greenhouse effect. Reduced productivity of the marine ecosystem. This is due to the fact that water in the oceans would be more acidic due to increased concentrations of carbon dioxide in the air, which dissolves in the water. Second is global warming. It is also due to the increase of carbon dioxide in atmosphere. The increased surface temperature would cause melting of continental and mountain glaciers and thus would cause flooding of coastal areas of some countries, as shown here in the given picture. Carbon dioxide causes toxic effect on human body and other organisms also. As shown here in the picture, we have given carbon dioxide toxicity. Like, due to carbon dioxide increment, we have suffering from dimmed sight, drowsiness, our heartbeat increases, sweating increases, respiratory system also affected by this increment of carbon dioxide in atmosphere. Second is sulfur dioxide. It is produced by the burning of coal in powerhouses and automobiles like car, trucks, etc. It causes chlorosis, necrosis of plants, irritation in eyes and injury to the respiratory tract like asthma in humans, also responsible for decoloration and deterioration of buildings. High concentration of sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere dissolved in raindrops to form sulfuric acid, which causes acid rain, as shown here in the picture. Third one is carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is produced as a result of incomplete combustion of fossil fuels like coal, petroleum and wood charcoal. Automobiles using diesel and petroleum are the major sources of carbon monoxide, which gets added to the atmosphere. Carbon monoxide is more dangerous than carbon dioxide. It is a poisonous gas which causes respiratory problems. When it reaches the bloodstream, due to its high affinity for hemoglobin, it replaces oxygen. It also causes giddiness, headache and interferes with normal function of the heart. Another thing is a smog. Smog is a mixture of smoke, dust particles and small drops of fog. It may cause necrosis and develop a white coating on the leaves of plants. In human beings and animals, it may cause asthma and allergies. As shown here in the given picture, smog is all around there and the children cover their face with the use of handkerchief so that they are safe from that smog to enter their body parts. Another thing is aerosol spray propellants. The suspended fine particles in the air are known as aerosols. Aerosols contain chlorofluorocarbons and fluorocarbons. They cause depletion of the ozone layer. The main cause of emission of these particles are air conditioner, refrigerators, etc. As shown here in the picture, ozone depletion layer is within the layers of stratosphere and troposphere. Domestic air pollutants. So, there are also air pollutants which are generated from domestic like smoke from cigarettes, bidi, cigar and other such objects using tobacco, burning of coal, firewood, cow dung, cakes, kerosene oil are major domestic pollutants as shown here in the picture. The common pollutant gases emitted during the domestic burning of coal, kerosene oil, firewood, cow dung cakes, etc. The pollution due to these pollutants causes suffocation, eye and lung diseases and low visibility. Effects of air pollution. Now, we can see here the effects from the air pollution as breathing problems may lead to various infections and respiratory diseases as asthma, lung disorders, etc. As shown here, a lady with the asthma problem. It also causes redness and irritation in eyes. Greenhouse effect, global warming also causes by air pollution as the carbon dioxide increase in the atmosphere. Acid rain which causes damage to the buildings, plants and others. As shown here in the picture, various effects of the air pollution and its causes. Loss of chlorophyll in plants, low productivity in plants. Air pollution may develop cancer causing properties also. So, this is all about air pollution, its causes, its effect. Now, we come to its preventions. So, there are, first of all, we see that there are two types of air pollutants. Number one, gaseous, and second is particulate. Methods of controlling gaseous air pollutants are, first one is combustion. This technique is used for controlling those air pollutants that are in the form of organic gases or vapors through flame combustion technique, which is also known as catalytic technique or catalytic combustion. Through this technique, organic pollutants are converted into less harmful products and water vapor. Here we see the image of a combustion chamber of a gas turbine. Second one is absorption. In this technique, gaseous pollutants are passed through absorbing material like scrubbers which contain a liquid adsorbent. This liquid absorbent removes the pollutants present in the gaseous effluents, thus making it free from pollutants and suitable to be discharged in air. As shown here, there is an inlet from where the waste air is put inside the chamber, and after the whole process we get the clean air from the upper outlet of this chamber. Third, adsorption. In this technique, gaseous effluents are passed through porous solid absorbent kept in containers. The gaseous pollutants stick to the surface of the porous material and we get clean air through it. The organic and inorganic constituents of gaseous effluents are trapped at the interface of solid adsorbent. So, what is adsorption? Adsorption is the process in which matter is extracted from one phase and concentrated at the surface of the second phase. This is a surface phenomena as opposed to absorption, where matter changes solution phase. Example, gas transfer. This is demonstrated in the following schematic, like here. So, we see the methods to control particulate air pollutants, that are the particulate air pollutants such as dust, soot, fly ash, etc. can be controlled using following devices and methods. Number one is fabric filters. In this technique, gaseous emission containing dust, soot and fly ash is passed through porous fabric filters made of fabric or cloth. The particles of pollutants get trapped in this fabric and are collected in the filter, and the gases free from the pollutant particles are discharged, as shown here in the given picture. Second is mechanical devices. There are many mechanical devices that clean the air of pollutants either due to gravity, which the particles settle down by gravitational force, or by sudden change in the direction of gas flow, to which the particles separate out due to greater momentum. Third one is electrostatic precipitators. In this technique, a gas or air stream containing aerosols in the form of dust, mist or fumes is passed between the two electrodes of the electrostatic precipitator. During the process, the aerosol particles get precipitated on the electrodes, as shown here, the picture of electrostatic precipitator with its parts labeling. Fourth one is at domestic level. Burning of wood, coal and dung cakes can be replaced by the use of cleanser fuel like LPG and biogas. By not burning leaves or twigs of plants but making manware out of them. Using such electric gadgets as AC refrigerators, etc., which emit less toxic gases. Fifth one is automobiles pollution can be reduced by using carpool or use of public transport, metro rail, etc. Switching off the engine of vehicles at red lights. Proper maintenance of automobiles along with use of lead-free petrol or diesel or CNG can reduce the emission of pollutants. Use of catalytic converters made of platinum, palladium and rhodium fitted into automobiles reduce emission of poisonous gases. Motor vehicles fitted with catalytic converter should use unleaded petrol as lead inactivates the catalyst. Noise is also considered as source of air pollution as per the amendment in 1987 of Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. Therefore, various measures are to be taken to reduce noise level of industries, delimiting horn-free zones around hospitals and schools, putting ban on sound-making crackers, loudspeakers, silencers, etc., which help to reduce noise pollution in air. Nowadays, Delhi has been an example to successfully reduce vehicular pollution by following steps such as: number 1 is switching over the entire fleet of public transport, that is buses, auto rickshaws, taxis, from diesel to CNG, that is compressed natural gas. Second is phasing out of old vehicles. Third is use of unleaded petrol, low sulfur petrol and diesel. Another is use of catalytic converters in vehicles, application of strict pollution level norms for vehicles, etc. Imposing Bharat Stage 2nd norms, which is equivalent to Euro 2nd norms in vehicles. What are these norms? These norms are the permissible emission levels for both petrol and diesel vehicles, which have been implemented in Europe. However, the government in India has adopted the Euro norms for available fuel quality and the method of testing. It requires manufacturers to reduce the existing polluting emission levels in a more efficient manner by making certain technical changes in their vehicles. All these efforts have made the air quality of Delhi significantly improved. So, how to reduce the pollutants discharge from industries? We see here that we have already discussed that air gets polluted mostly from smokestacks of thermal power plants, smelters and other industries which releases particulate and gaseous air pollutants together with harmless gases such as nitrogen, oxygen, etc. These pollutants must be separated or filtered out before releasing the harmless gases into the atmosphere. Several ways of removing particulate matter are there, of which the most widely used is electrostatic precipitator, about which we had discussed earlier. Here we again see electrostatic precipitator picture with the labeling parts. This process can remove over 99% particulate matter present in the exhaust from a thermal power plant. Let's see how it works. The system has electrode wires that are maintained at several thousand volts. The electrode wires produce a corona that releases electrons. The electrons attach to the dust particles, giving them a negative charge. The collecting plates are grounded and attract the charged dust particles. The velocity of air between the plates is kept in low velocity so that dust could be precipitated. Inside, A scrubber is fixed which can remove gases like sulfur dioxide. As the exhaust is passed through a spray of water or lime, these gases are absorbed. By this way, the particulate and also gaseous pollutants produced in thermal power unit. But recently it has been realized that the particulate matters that are very small are not removed by these precipitators and cause breathing and respiratory systems, irritation and inflammation to the lungs. So, this is all about air pollution. Now, we will discuss here also about noise pollution and water pollution in brief. So, what is noise pollution? Noise pollution or noise disturbance is the disturbing or excessive noise that may harm the activity or balance of human or animal life. As shown here, there are lots of noise creating elements, as there are loudspeakers, vehicles, which causes noise pollutions. The source of most noise worldwide is mainly caused by machines and transportation on systems, motor vehicle engines, aircrafts and trains. Poor urban planning may give rise to noise pollution, since side by side industrial and residential buildings can result in noise pollution in the residential areas. Noise induced hearing loss and can contribute to cardiovascular effects in humans and increase incidence of coronary artery disease. Noise pollution affects both health and behavior. Unwanted sound or noise can damage psychological health also. Noise pollution can cause hypertension, high stress levels, hearing loss, sleep disturbance and other harmful effects. Roadway noise can be reduced by the use of noise barriers, limitations of vehicle speeds, alteration of roadway surface texture, limitation of heavy vehicles, use of traffic controls that smooth vehicle flow to reduce braking and acceleration, and also tire design. Water pollution. What is water pollution? It is the contamination of water bodies, example lakes, rivers, oceans. This form of environmental degradation occurs when pollutants are directly or indirectly discharged into water bodies without adequate treatment to remove harmful compounds. As shown here in the picture, there is a sewage water which is discharged in the water bodies, or there are home or domestic waste materials which are also discharged in water bodies. Water pollution affects the entire biosphere, which consists plants and organisms living in these bodies of water. In almost all cases, the effect is damaging not only to individual species and population, but also to the natural biological communities. The specific contaminants leading to pollution in water, including a wide spectrum of chemicals, pathogens and physical changes such as elevated temperature and discoloration. While many of the chemicals and substances that are regulated may be naturally occurring, for example, calcium, sodium, iron, manganese, etc. The concentration is often the key in determining what is a natural component of water and what is a contaminant. High concentration of naturally occurring substances can have negative impacts on aquatic flora and fauna. Decisions on the type and degree of treatment and the control of waste and the disposal and use of adequately treated wastewater must be based on a consideration all the technical factors of each drainage basin in order to prevent any further contamination or harm to the environment. So, today in this session we have discussed about air pollution, its causes, effects and prevention, and also had a brief discussion of noise and water pollution. We will discuss these two topics, that is water and noise pollution, in detail in further lectures. Thank you.